Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to online classes and have a pleasant morning to all of you. Now, I, Ajay Kumar, your English teacher, is going to help you out in doing the exercise of the chapter Imagination from section 3, class 8, a book, New Pathways. Now, first of all, we'll go through the summary of this chapter and then we'll go through the exercise also. So, how we will do the summary? Let us start doing the summarization of this chapter, Imagination. In the first stanza, we can see how the poet used to play, like games like becoming pirates and sailing over the seven seas in his imagination. And then the poet was also becoming a cowboy and according to poet this thing was pleasing him more than any other thing, so he loved to go through the fields, taking the cattles towards the field, and this is how he says that he was there and becoming cowboy. Now you can see all the imaginations what he was going through was all vivid. It was crystal clear. There was no any problem in that imagination, and the things whatever the things was coming in his mind was like adventurous thing, and he enjoyed doing all those things. Apart from that, he just felt very happy, reading books, and to do so he was escaping the daily grind, like daily work which was given by like parents to bring something out from the market. Now the poet also says in his imagination he went to Eskimos, he actually lived with the Eskimos, and he saw the like ice and snow all over the land. The poet also went on hunting and fishing with those Eskimos, and this was his fantasy. And through these all fantasies, he was quite happy. Now, the poet also actually lover of the book reading. He read the book of Jules Verne, uh, and he imagined himself that he was on the moon. He took a ride there on the moon and then came back to the earth. After that, he went to the forest of Africa with Dr. Livingstone, and Dr. Livingstone was there as a guide to him. And when he was, off again to America, that time Mr. Huckle, very Finn was his, guide, and he actually hide him in before behind him. Now in next stanza you can see how uh, in the world of fantasy his imagination was you can say floating all over the things, and he assumed himself like as a hero of the world wherever he goes, and he got the success even in all the nations he goes. Now you can see that in the end of this poem, the poet shares the sad part of his life, like when he grew older, all the childish nature and childish world had came to an end, and after that he became serious, and he was now busy in his professional and personal life very much. But still, the work he does in his professional or personal life sounds to be mysterious, and this was the message he actually tried to give to the readers in this poem. Now, let us go through the exercise of this poem. On the basis of your understanding of the poem, complete the following statement with the most appropriate options. Now, guys, you can see here the question on your screen. Let me fix the screen for you. The first, the poet in the this poem recalls his boyhood days with regret, fearfulness, nostalgia, and contentment. Now, regret means pachtawa, fearfulness means डर से भरा हुआ, nostalgia means homesickness or something like that, and contentment means संतोषप्रद. So, I think the correct answer will be option number 4, contentment. Now, the next question is the simple things that pleased the poet were. Can you have any guess? Can you answer the this question in the comment section? The simple things that pleased the poet were: number one, games; number two, textbooks; number three, computers; number three, all of the above. Now, since in this poem you can't see, anywhere games has been, written, but still you find a place like when he was with the Eskimos, he went on hunting and like fishing, and textbook is also there. So you can go with the option number 4, else the final answer would be option number 2. So I would suggest it's better to go with option number 2, textbooks. Now, question number C: what helped the poet overcome the grind was. Now, if you remember, like what was the thing, actually he was taking help of to overcome the grind of, like mother and father. So the options for this question is the magical world of books. Second, his travels to far off places. Third, the time that he spent with his friends. And number 4 is the world that he anticipated visiting. So, what would be the correct answer? Any guess? You can answer you can answer the things in your comment box. What will be? Yes, correct. The answer would be number 1, the magical world of books. Now, let us go through the question number 2. What games did the poet play as a child? What impact did they have on him? Now, to answer this question, you would go back. You have to go back and you have to see like the games he actually liked to play was becoming pirate. He used to play, like becoming a pirate and sail the and like sail over the seven seas. Then after he liked to become cowboy and drive the cattles into the fields, and these all things were the you can say games which he liked to play. And what impact did they have on him? uh, the impact which was getting on him was like he was becoming so happy. He was feeling so happy while enjoying those games. Now, guys, one more thing I would like to do, just one correction here for the question number B. You can you can go with the option 4 also, all of the above, because games is there he used to play, and more than one textbooks is there. So that's why we have to change our answer, and option number 4 will be correct for question number B. Now, question number 3: the poet's life is unlike the books he reads. Quote from the poem to validate this. In this question is being asked like how the poet's life is unlike. It's not like the books he read. It is different from the books he read. So in this question we have to find a sentence or line from the poem which suggests this line or which validates this question. So if we go back and we see the line from this para: then I grew up, my childish world at an end, I had become serious, it nearly drove me around the bend. Like it made him so like busy in other work instead of reading the books, and the childish world was at an end when he grew up. So you can answer from then to bend. Then I grew up, my childish world at an end, I had become serious, it nearly drove me around the bend is the correct answer. This line validates the question answer of this question. Next question: what was the impact of science fiction on his life? You can see how actually he disgraced himself like as a scientist when he was reading Jules Verne a book, and he actually went into an imagination to the moon, and then after he returned back. So you can say the impact of science fiction on his life was quite powerful, and through the imagination the poet was able to understand more about the science. Now we'll go to move to question number 5. Allusion is a figure of speech in which an object or circumstances briefly and indirectly refer to another person. Now, allusion is a figure of a speech which is called also poetic device used in the poem by the poet, and actually the work of allusion is like to briefly or indirectly refers to another person, place, things, or event. Now you can see in the fifth stanza the speaker alludes to two people. Find out who they are. What alludes means to indicate, संकेत देता है. Alludes means to indicate. Now find out who they are. What do this allusion conveys? Now you can see here in the fifth stanza of this poem. Yes, I spent time in the forest of Africa with Dr. Livingstone as my guide. So the two persons here in this fifth para is Dr. Livingstone and Mr. Huckleberry Finn. So these two persons are mentioned here in this poem, and the question is find out what do this allusion convey. Now this allusion conveys that Dr. Livingstone helped him or guided him in the forest of Africa to roam around. However, Dr. Huckleberry Finn actually took him to America, and he shown him the part of America where he was hiding behind him. Now we will go to the last question of this chapter. What impact did growing up have on the poet? What impact did growing up have on the poet? You can see it is the question is asking what was the impact of growing up. Now you can see in this para, then I grew up and my childish world at end. So you can answer that when the impact of growing up on the poet was the impact of growing up on the poet was his all childish world was at the end, and now he became serious into his personal and professional life, but still the work he does sounds to be mysterious to others. So this was the impact had on his growing up. Now, dear student, the exercise and summary of this chapter is done, finished, and I hope you all have enjoyed this chapter very much. Now we will meet next time in next video with new chapter. Till then, bye, take care, and have a nice day. Thank you, everyone.